All right, this is something for you to know as well. Real life happens. And even though real life happens, you cannot allow it to stop you from being committed to your audience, for showing up all the time, every time. You want to make sure that you are always committed to the process, no matter what's going on. So if you've got to pause and say, hey, kiddos, love ya, but keep it down, then that's what you have to do. All right? Okay, so back to our topic for today. We are adding our personal touch, and I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can add your personal touch to the way that you connect authentically with your audience, whether it's through video, whether it's through nurturing that connection on a group setting, or even a coaching call, or even a live particular session as well. However you're going to choose to connect with your audience in their inbox, whatever it is, there's a way to do it, 3 ways specifically that's going to help you to really allow your audience to feel you and the totality of you and everything you bring to the table, okay? So the first way is to create your own swaggy language, phrases, or sayings, all right? So they will know that when you say this particular thing, they know that it's you. Even if they heard it from someone else, nothing is new under the sun, right? So there are a lot of things that you're going to hear that you might even think was your own, but really someone else said it, or someone else caught word of it and now they use it too. Oh, that's okay. But the way that you do it is going to be a signature to the service, the love, the care, the experience. That's the word I was looking for. The experience that you provide. So with the experience that you provide, the first way that you can really engage your audience and make sure that they know it's you every single time is by using your own phrases, using your own swaggy language, and so forth. So one of the things I always say that, let me say this first, right? I am an author just like you. And while I help others to elevate their author brand and their platform, I have my own message, right? I'm a publisher and all those great things, and I'm amazing with strategy. But it's true. I got testimonials to back that up. But while all that is the case, my own message has to do with mental health. And a lot of the times with mental health, one of the things that I always say and am known for saying is that the spirit will always tell on itself. So you can never not be who you are, because in some way, shape, or form, the real you is going to come out, which is why it's so important for you to be genuine and authentic. Good, wrong, right, bad. It's got to be totally you. And when it's totally you, your audience will appreciate that, and the right people will want to follow. Look at that. I had a sneeze coming on and then it went away. What a morning, let me tell you, okay? All right. That's one thing that I know for saying and always say, okay? Now, another, you might have your own, and you want to think of your own. And sometimes it's just something natural that happens that you don't necessarily think about. I want you to overthink it and create something that's not you. But just taking a look at the different colloquialisms that you use and the ways that you communicate with people, and picking up whether or not you have your own lingo, all right? And then just being embracive of that, just using that and having it be your signature, okay? Okay. It could also be that swaggy language could also be, I'm just checking out my notes, but that swaggy language could also be a tone, right? It could also be a smile, right? So you can even if you're not looking at someone, if you're talking to someone over the phone, or most often through text message or some type of typing email, you can most likely feel the tone of the person that's communicating with you. And so you can feel if they're smiling, you can feel if they're mad. Now, if they're mad, they usually got all caps going on. That's one way to decide as well. But whatever it is, you want to make sure to have that signature feel of language, all right, or phrases, etc., that sound and look like you. Okay. Now, the next thing is you want to give your tribe a name. So in our group, we're all authorpreneurs, right? We're all authors who are looking to shift in the way of entrepreneurship, because you want that freedom. You might even work a full-time job, which is totally cool. You can still be an authorpreneur. So in our group, we're authorpreneurs, right? But I have a client, she calls all of her tribe pumpkin heads. Okay, now she's an older woman, and so anybody younger than her, when you're 70 plus years older, 70 years old. Anybody younger than her is a pumpkin head, right? You're a baby because she's lived so long here on this earth. She's blessed to have lived so long here on this earth. That being said, she calls all her folks pumpkin heads. And you know when she says this, it's not insulting. She's not saying your head is big or orange. She is simply saying and sharing with you a term of endearment. And that's her way to do that. So give your tribe a name. Those who are going to be following you when you're creating or connecting, when you're creating your own tribe and or are connecting and nurturing that relationship or those relationships, you want to be sure to have your own tribal name. So take a moment and think about what you might want your name to be. And if you want, chime in below. Chime in below and write down below what you want your name to be, and we'll give you some feedback. How about that? We'll give you some feedback. Okay. Now, the third one that you want to make sure you have is to show up. All right. So whether you are showing up like we did today in a live, and live things happen, right? We've got a live, real life reality situation going on. Where I have some guests today. I have my niece and nephews over. And so that's not a typical thing that happens. Does that mean I'm going to cancel my live or not show up? No, we're going to get a plan going, and I'm going to have to teach them through demonstration how we do this thing called commitment, how you still show up for your audience. Now, scenery is everything. We could take this live outside and show up that way. A couple weeks ago, or last week rather, I did our Simply Irresistible broadcast from outside because I had another real life situation happen. I had to take a friend to a hospital. And so I still had to show up. She was in the safest place possible, and I helped to get her settled. But once that was squared away, I was able to jump on the live, stay committed to the audience, and then get back to the responsibilities that I had. So you always want to show up for your audience, okay? I've got to look at my screen so it recognizes my face so I can look at my notes. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. All right, so you want to show up, all right? Show up looking the part. So if you're doing a well, it doesn't really matter because it's all about you just showing up. So whether you're outside or you're inside in an office or you are, whatever it is you have going on, you want to just show up. Just be sure to show up. Show the people that you are present. Show the people that you are committed to their journey in the same way you're committed to yours. All right? That all of doing that helps to actually build trust, which is a really cool aspect of relationship because it allows, trust is needed in order to make a sale, right? Real plain and simple. Trust is needed in order to make a sale. And so when you have that trust going on, it helps you to make that sale. You can move on and grow the relationship and maturate the relationship in the way that works best for you. Okay? So show up. Scenery doesn't matter if you're outside, right? Just don't make sure sirens are going on. But if a siren happens, if a fire truck goes by in the middle of your live while you're getting it popping and sharing all kinds of great information, don't fret, okay? Don't fret. Just go with it. Tell your audience, I'm going to pause for a moment while this fire truck rolls by. And the good thing about going live, you can always, when you're repurposing your content, you can take all that out. So don't worry about that piece, okay? All right, so the last thing, that was point 2. The last thing is don't be distracted. Oh, actually, I'm giving you 4. So it's 4, it's not 3. All right, so I'm giving you 4, but don't be distracted. Focus on talking to the one person. So you may have a live where people don't show up, or they're in and out, or they're on for a little bit, or there's a whole bunch of people on your live checking out to see what you have going on. While you'll greet everyone, you want to make sure that your audience feels like you're talking just to them. Because when they feel like it's just you and them, that also builds a strong connection, all right? It makes it so that they don't feel like they're just a number in your life. No, they are connected to what you have to offer and what you are saying. They are valuing it when in fact you are not distracted. Now, I'm not saying looking off to look at your notes or looking down to look at your notes or the distractions that sometimes interrupt the flow of what you have going on. You handle it and you move on. Really simple and easy, all right? Let's make it easy and simple. All right? So those are the 4 actual ways. Let me recap for you. We have the first way, you create your own language or your phrases. I call it swaggy language, but you create your own swaggy language, okay? Language that's signature to you. Then you want to make sure to, let me look at my notes, okay? You create that swaggy language. Then you want to make sure to give your tribe a name, right? You're in a club, you're in a group, you're together, you're one. Give your tribe a name. So I gave the example of my client who says pumpkin heads to all of her clients. And it's a term of endearment, but they know when she says pumpkin heads, she's not insulting them. She is actually using a term of endearment and engaging them and allowing them to feel warm and welcome in her world and the world that they're creating together and are sharing. All right. So you've got the swaggy language, you've got the pumpkin heads. Then you want to make sure you show up looking the part. Okay, so you want to show up. You might not always be able to have full makeup. Like I said, last week I had a situation where I had to help a friend out. I didn't have time to do makeup. I barely had time to put lip gloss on. And so, but I still showed up. So you show up looking the part. I was outside. It gave it a fresh new dynamic because I was in motion and in movement. All right. So you want to show up looking the part. And then number 4, bonus, we'll call it a bonus one. The bonus one is try not to be so distracted. Okay. So situations are going to happen. Don't let that get you off your game to where you're now not even yourself. Okay? Don't let it be the determining factor to where your audience no longer feels like you're talking to them. They no longer feel like they're that one person in the room. It's just you and them. They no longer feel like that because you're so distracted by all the things that's going on around you. Don't let that interrupt your flow. And I promise you put in play these 4 strategies, you put in play these 4 things, you're going to find yourself in a position that is building trust with your audience and later on making sales out the woozah. All right? So that's your Simply Irresistible tip for today. That's how you can become more simply irresistible in your author business. If you got questions, go ahead and comment below. I can't wait to see you again next week. And guess what? Ooh, there's goodies. Okay, so in the coming week, look for some stuff is about to drop, okay? Some stuff is about to drop just for you authors, only for entrepreneurs. That's going to be absolutely amazing and life-changing for you. So stay connected, make sure to engage, and I will see you real soon. Bye.